Alrighty, folks. Yeah, I'm a little late. I'm sorry. Looks like the season's end for the ranking. Let's open this, get her rare. Alright, now we're working toward the mythic. Alrighty. We got two new decks to play. While I wait for people to come, I'm going to go ahead and just play some games. Alrighty. Evan. Alrighty, this is okay. Hey Stokes, what's going on? Yeah, I'm playing one game of discard, and then after that, got two new decks to show off.
Welcome.
I don't care. Nice. Yeah, we're going to lose this probably. They call me 3-1. Dang, Blackie, I still ain't put this deck on Discord. Yeah. We lost this one. Alrighty. Let's play our two new decks. Rakdos and Prowess. Let's try the Rakdos deck first. Alrighty. like we're going against a mono green. I didn't mean to attack with our Jadar. Yeah, it has Narset in it. This don't have Narset in it. The deck I'm playing, it's just black and red. Next deck will have. Whoa. Just don't have double strike.
I will burn Phyrexia to ash. So close. You're toast.
Hey, big fat MTG, what's going on? Alrighty. Hmm. Oh man. We are in so much trouble here. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Titan. Oh, great. I don't think that gives haste. No. Well, something's gonna get through. We done lost this, so might as well just give it to him. 2, 3. We got 12. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Four, five, 6, 7. Don't make no difference because their Titan has trample and vigilance. Nice, they all got vigilance thanks to this. Interesting. Alright. Let's get on to the other deck. Ain't too happy with this one. Paralysis. Try this paralysis deck out. Oh, well. No blue. Now we got blue. So much for that patchwork. critter. Yeah, it was pretty good. Alright. This Prowess deck. You got Narset in here. Creatures you control have Prowess. Whenever Narset Enlightened, exile. Whenever Narset Enlightened, exile attacks. Whenever this card attacks, exile target non-creature land card of mana value or less than Narset's power from a graveyard and copy it. You may cast that copy without paying its mana cost. Very big target. Then we got Italia in here. Okay, Italia doesn't have Prowess, but this gives it Prowess. Then we got Monastery Mentor in here because it does have Prowess. We got Espis Might, Fading Hope, Monastery Swift Spirit because it has Prowess. Play with Fire. 7/8 Essence. Now, this is a new card. Counter target creature or battle spell unless its controller pays 4. If they do, you incubate 2. Then Essence Scatter. Mental Augury for some card draw and proliferate. Then we got Make Disappear and Kami's Flare. And I done talked about these 3. 60 cards, 3-color deck. I thought about putting Combat Research in here, but it's only for Legendary. So Narset be on player only creature I could put that on. Anyway, we got plains, 2 plains, 6 islands, 7 mountains. Then we got 9 dual lands, deserted beach, 3 deserted beaches, 3 Stormcarved coast, and 3 Sundown Pass. Yeah, that'd be good. I mean, if you had more creatures to help bring it out. Alrighty. Huh? How'd this happen? Okay. How in the heck did this happen? I'm playing T-Stokes. I'm playing Stokes, and this ain't no challenge either. No challenge whatsoever. This was random. He did not send me no challenge. Yeah, this is a coincidence. He's gonna name Natalia. Gotta put the pressure on. Mm-hmm. Now watch him have a counter for this one. Told you. We're just countering each other's stuff. Mm-hmm. Nice. This has happened to me in Stokes before. And he's here on the stream. I figured it'd been that. Tommy Flare again. Ain't a good game yet, Stokes. Uh, I just screwed up. Yes, I did. Nice. Hmm. Good game, Stokes. I ain't gonna answer that. Not on that battle. That was a good game. Wow. Nice. That's the first time I was tested that mine deck also, actually. Well, second time. I didn't start playing it until this afternoon. That's when I made the deck. I had it made for probably about an hour, maybe less. I didn't get to get my Italia out though. I was working on it though. That was nifty though, how we ran into each other like that again. Anyway, here's my deck, Stokes. I don't have many creatures in it. I got a lot of spells in it. Got 12 creatures. 2.3 average. 24 instants and 24 land. So I'm heavy on instants. Yeah, it is fun that we ran into each other like that again. That ain't the first time that has happened. Remember, Stokes, we've done it before. We have ran into each other randomly like that before. I mean, it's been a while, but we've done it. Craving that nicotine. Alrighty. Yeah, here's my deck. I got 12 creatures. I got Monastery, Swiftspear, Narset, Monastery Mentor. That's it. And Natalia. Right here's my creature package. These two stacks is my spell packages. Nah, I don't know, Stoke. It's been a while since we played each other. Of course, I don't do rank. I thought about doing rank, though. I did just get 2 packs of cards before I tried to do rank.
Doing some exploring?
And then Rakdos deck, I ain't too fond of it. 62 cards, 20 creatures, 3.9. I got creature wise. I got Sheholdred, Singular Connoisseur, the Blazing Sky, Sheholdred, Squee, Undercity Scourger, and Jadar. As far as I got on creatures. Think about taking some of these creatures out and add a couple different things, try to tweak this up a little bit more. I think I'd rather take this one out. I think maybe Squee come out. Where is that card? That was fun, though. Here you are on the stream, and we run into each other randomly like that. I seen your name come across the screen, and I was like, oh, hell. It's T Stokes. That game don't count towards your stream, though. If you want to play a game, then let me know, Stokes, or anybody. Alrighty, this might be better. That's what yeah, I think it's been 2 or 3 times since we ran into each other like that. Alright, let's try this Rakdos deck again. Yeah, but if you have your Narset out, you play at Sunfall, you're gonna lose that Narset. I'm trying to avoid losing my creatures if I can keep from it. Alrighty. Well, we got these combo. Turn 1, and skip turn 3, then go boom boom. When it goes first, of course. I know green. Oh, I hate this. So good. Probably should have helped that. Good. Knew I should have held it. And they play theirs. Mm-hmm. We are in the they are in the lead still. Hmm. Just took the lead. Down to 5. Oh, nice. And now we gotta lose our shoulder. Probably still gonna lose. Yeah, the big oops. Yeah, that was fun. Alrighty. It actually worked that time. Alrighty. If anyone wants to play, oh, I know something we supposed to be doing, and I done forget. Dang, Blake. Talk about the Lord of the Rings. Y'all want to talk about, y'all want to go over the Lord of the Rings spoilers, or y'all want to just play some games? I'm going to leave that up to y'all. Y'all's choice, because Lord of the Rings is coming to Arena. Right here. And our next set we get will be in September. But you know, I'm hoping that it's standard legal. Hey, I'm just letting y'all. I let y'all get. I take y'all's input too on this. I know it's my stream, but I could consider it our stream. Okay, let me grab me some dye. Get to a number I can play. Row 2, number 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Probably get beat. He's probably playing that green deck. It brings in that big old green creature. Dag Blaggett. Well, we'll try this. Not really happy with the mana. Forget it. We'll mulligan 2. Yeah, still didn't get nothing. Land. Of course, tap land. Nice. Ooh. That's nice. You're able to get the counters on it too. I don't stand no chance against this deck. Dag Blaggett. Yeah, it's a good game. Alright, I got, let's see. Now we got 2 for, spoilers. 1 for whatever. So I can bring these spoilers up on screen here. Just give me a second. Alrighty. Yeah, it's going to change for minutes. I gotta bring it up. Alrighty. Let's see, flip to screen. Okay. Hopefully y'all can see it. Sometimes I can't do it right. Alrighty. That was a good game there, Big Fat MTG. Turn my volume up on my phone for a second. Alright. That was a good game there, Big Fat MTG. Yeah, there's gonna be an echo here for a minute. Try to figure this thing out. Come on. Scroll down. There's gonna be an echo here for a minute. Figure this thing out. Alright. He ain't working right. Hmm. Come on. Scroll down. Just give me a few minutes. Just give me a few minutes. Can't seem to get this dang on thing to work. Alrighty. Can't seem to get it to work the way I want it to. I got it loaded up. Y'all see that. Let me try something else. Not the game. Don't want that. It's going to take a little bit for me to get this set up. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know if it's scrolling or not. That's what I'm waiting on to see. The other time I done had this set up. Seems like every dang on day it changes. Okay. Think I got it. I think. All right. Yeah, I got it now. Okay. First of all, our first Lord of the Rings, Tales from the Middle Earth. We got March from the Black Gates. Whenever March of the Black Gate enters a battlefield, and whenever an army you control attack, amass orcs one. Put a +1/+1 counter on an army you control. It's also an orc. If you don't control an army, create a 0/0 Black Orc army creature token first. That's good. Because every time the token attacks, it gets a +1/+1 counter. Nice. Next up, for 1 blue-black, we have a sorcery, Ring Sight. The ring tempts you. Search your library for a card that shares a color with a legendary creature you control. Reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Interesting. So it's a tutor card. Helps you look for legendary. Next up, we have the Torment of Golem. For 3 and a black sorcery. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card. Then you get to amass Orc 2. So you put 2 +1/+1 counters on an army you control. It's also an orc. If you don't control that army, create a 0/0 black orc army creature token first. That's kind of like that's duress for 4 with a little twist. It's got that amass ability. Amass used to be in standard, but when it was with the amass was zombie tokens. But with Lord of the Rings, it's orcs. Same thing, but it's just orcs instead of zombies. That's the only difference. Next up, we have for 2 and a white enchantment, Forge Anew. When Forge Anew enters the battlefield, return target equipment card from your graveyard to the battlefield. As long as it's your turn, you may activate equipped abilities anytime you could cast that instant. Interesting enchantments. And you may pay, okay, I think that's 0 rather than pay the equip cost for the first equip ability you activate during each of your turns. Nice. Alrighty, next up we have Sermon the Whites. Legendary creature, Avatar Wizard with Ward 2. As you cast your second spell each turn, amass orcs 2. So that's put 2 +1/+1 counters on an army you control. That's not bad. That's for 5. It costs 5, 4 generics, 1 blue. And now we got a Friendly Rivalry, which is a green and a red. Instant target creature you control and up to one other target legendary creature you control. Each deal damage equal to their power to target creature you don't control. So it's a fight card, but instead of it making one of your creatures fight your opponent's creature, it makes 2 of your creatures fight fight one of your opponent's creatures. That's pretty good fight spell. Now we got us a foreign language here. Alworth, the House of Healing. For 2 and a blue. Legendary creature, Healing Cleric. Tap, untap another target permanent. Or tap, untap 2 other target legendary creatures. 2 tap abilities. That's unusual. So this creature has 2 tap abilities instead of just 1. So when you tap it, you can choose one or the other. Interesting. Then we got us a Saga. Fall of Gil-galad. For 1 and a green, Chapter 1, Scry 2. Chapter 2. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature you control. Not bad. Chapter 3. Until the end of turn, target creature you control gains when this creature dies, draw 2 cards. Then that creature fights up to 1 other target creature. Interesting. Next up, we have us a legendary artifact, Doors of Durin, for 3 red and green. Whenever you attack, scry 2. Then you may reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card, put it onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking. Until your next turn, it gains trample. If you control a dwarf and hexproof, if you control a dwarf and hexproof, if you control an elf, until your end, I That's worded wrong. Until your next turn, it gains trample if you control a dwarf. And hexproof if you control an elf. Okay, if you control an elf, you get hexproof. If you control a dwarf, the creature gets trample. Nice. This happens every time you attack. You get to scry 2 and reveal the top card of your library, which is your deck. And if it's a creature card, you can go ahead and put it on the battlefield, tap and attack it. And then until your next turn, it gains trample. And then hexproof if you control an elf. So you control a dwarf and an elf, it'll gain trample and hexproof. Not bad. Alrighty. Next up, we still got quite a bit. Yeah, still quite a bit to go. We're just going from the top to the bottom. Next up, we got Golem Scheming Guide. Halfling Horror for 1 and a black. Whenever Golem Scheming Guide attacks, look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put them back in any order. Then choose land or not land. Opponent guesses whether the top card of your library is the chosen kind. Reveal that card. If they guessed right, remove Golem from combat. Otherwise, you draw a card and Golem can't be blocked this turn. little tricky. That's a little bit of trickery there. I like that. What do y'all think about this set so far? Sauron's Trickery for 1 and 2 blue. Counter target spell. Amass Orcs 1. So you get a 1/1. So you get a counter target spell and amass a creature token. I'm going to say just a creature token. Next, we have this land, Shire Terrence. Tap it, add a color. Let's pay 1 and tap it. Sacrifice Shire Terrence and search a library for a basic land card and put it onto the battlefield tapped. Then shuffle. Okay, so you can use this one or two ways. You can use it to get it a basic land, or you can tap it for a colorless. Next up, we have for 2 black and a red Orgorg, the White Hand. Legendary creature Org Soldier. 3/3. Whenever another creature you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Org of the White Hand. If the creature was a goblin or orc, put 2 +1/+1 counters on this card instead. That's going to be that's kind of busted. I mean, it's pretty good. Next, we got this little menace legendary creature, Marg High Captain. For a black and red orc soldier with menace of 1 or more 1+1/+1 counters would be put on an army goblin or an orc you control. That many +1+1/+1 counters are put on it instead. Wow, that can get out of hand pretty quick. Next up, we got another legendary, Butterbur Bree Innkeeper. Butterbur. It's a legendary creature, human pheasant, 3/3 for 4, a 2 green and a white. Beginning of your end step, if you don't control a food, create a food. Not bad. Then the next card is a Human Knights. One of the whites, Westfold Rider. Sacrifice Westfold Rider, destroy target artifact or enchantment. Activate only as a sorcery. And that's pretty good. Next up, we have Second Breathless. You can't get enough Breathless. For 2 and a whites, up to 2 target creatures each get +2/+1 until end of turn. Then create a food token. Lots of food in this. Next, we have Rosie, Cotton of South Lane. Halfling Pheasants. For 2 and a white, legendary creature. When Rosie, Cotton of South Lane, enters a battlefield, create a food token. Whenever you create a token, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control, other than Rosie. So every time you make a food token, you get a +1/+1 counter on a creature, as long as Rosie is out on the battlefield. Next up, we have Protector of Gondor. Human Soldier. 3 generic, 1 white. When Protector of Gondor enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. 3/3, 4/4. Not too bad. Next up, for 5, 4 generic, 1 white. Legendary creature, Bird Noble. Has flying. Whenever 2 or more creatures you control attack a player, target attacking creature without flying gains flying to end of turn. So with this, you can give another creature flying. If you're attacking with two creatures or more. Next up, for 3, we have Knights of the Keep. 2 generic, 1 white. Human Knight. It's just a 3/2. It don't do nothing. Just a Human Knight. It's a 3/2. Next up, we have Gandalf, White Rider. 3 generic, 1 white. Legendary creature, Avatar Wizard. With vigilance. Whenever you cast a spell, creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. Scry 1. When Gandalf the White Rider dies, you may put it onto the owner's library 5th from the top. So if it dies, it'll go back into your deck from the and it'll be the 5th card from the top. Not bad. Are y'all following along still? Next up, we got Frodo. Frodo, Determined Hero. For 1 generic, 1 white. Legendary creature, Halfling Warrior. Whenever Frodo, Determined Hero, enters the battlefield or attacks, you may attach target equipment you control with mana value 2 or 3 to Frodo. As long as it's your turn, prevent all damage that will be dealt to Frodo. It's almost like indestructible with ability to equip. Not bad. Next up, we have East Mark Cavalier. For 1 and a white, Human Knight, 2/2. Vigilance. Whenever East Mark Cavalier deals damage to a goblin or orc, destroy that creature. How you doing, Josh? Next up, we have East Farthing Farmer. For 2 generic and a white halfling, that's it. It's a 2/3. When this card enters the battlefield, create a food token. When you do, target creature you control gets +1/+1 till end of turn. For each food you control. Ooh. So you overload your side of your battlefield with food tokens. Then you play this. Your creature will go boom, boom, boom. I mean, it'll grow pretty quick. Just till the end of turn, but it'll get pretty top, pretty powerful. If it has trample too, it's over. So that's a good card to play. Next up, we have us an artifact equipment for 1 white, 1 generic, 1 white. Doomdan Blade. Equipped creature gets +2/+1. Equipped human 1. Equipped 3. So you equip any creature for 3. Equip a human for 1. Okay, next up we're in some red. For 2 in a red, we got Swarming of Mora. Sorcery. Create a treasure token. Amass orcs 2. So you make an orc army and put 2/+1/+1 counters on it. So it makes a 2/2. A 2/2 token and a treasure token. Not too bad. Next up, we have our log High Crusher. For 3 generic and a red, Troll Soldier. It's a 4/4, 4/4, 4/4, 4/4 with trample. It can't block unless you control a goblin or orc. So you had to have another goblin or orc on the battlefield in order for this to be able to block. It can attack, but it can't block. Next we got Gishnak Brash and Stisculator. I don't know where they come up with these dang on words because they are so freaking hard to pronounce sometimes. Dag. Okay, legendary creature Goblin Soldier. When this card enters the battlefield, amass orcs 2. When you do, until the end of turn, gain control of target non-legendary creature an opponent controls, with power less than or equal to the amassed army's power. Untap that creature. It gains haste until the end of turn. So that'll go good with your amass decks. It costs 2 generic and a red. Not bad. I can see that being a strong card. Although it is a +1, it is a 1/1 creature, but the ability of it's pretty strong. Next up, we have Goblin Fire Leaper. 1 generic and 1 red. Goblin Warrior. Pay 1 generic, 1 red. Goblin Fire Leaper gets +1/+0 until end of turn. And this is a 1/1 creature. So you pay 2. It'll be a 2/1. Yeah. When Goblin Fire Leaper dies, it deals damage equal to its power to target creature an opponent controls. So you could bump this up pretty high. Attack in, your opponent kills it, then so it dies because it only has a little booty on it. So by only having that little booty on it, it'll die. And when it dies, you take the damage and kill their creature. Pretty good card for a 1/1. Next up, we have Goblin Assailant for 1 and a red. Goblin Warrior. It's a 2/2. Doesn't do nothing else. Next up, we have us a legendary enchantment. Fires of Mount Doom. 2 generic and a red. When Fires of Mount Doom enters the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to target creature opponent controls. Destroy all equipment attached to that creature. So that's pretty good. Then pay 2 and a red, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. When you play a card this way, Fires of Mount Doom deals 2 damage to each player. So if you're ahead on life, you can burn your opponent like that. As long as you're able to play the card. Next up we have another sorcery. Fire of Orthranic. For 3 generic and 1 red. Sorcery. Destroy target artifact or land. Creatures without flying cannot block this turn. That's pretty good. Next up is our last red card. Last mono red card. It's Cast into the Fire. Cast into instant. For 1 generic, 1 red. Choose 1. Cast into the fire deals 1 damage to each of up to 2 target creatures. So you can do 1 damage to 2 creatures. Then exile target artifact. Not terrible. Next up we got Woes Pathfinder for 1 and a green. Human Shaman. It's a 1/1. And you can tap it and have 1 mana of any color. So it's a mana dork. Pay 6 and a green. Tap it. Another target creature gets +3/+3 and gains trample until end of turn. Not bad once you get that 7. Next up we got Stew the Connies. 2 generic, no green, instant. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. Then create a food token. Not bad. At least you get food tokens. Peregrine Took. Peregrine Took. For 2 generic, 1 green. Legendary creature, halfling citizen. If 1 or more tokens would be created under your control, those tokens plus an additional food token are created instead. Sacrifice 3 foods and you get to draw a card. It's a 2/3 creature. Not bad. Next up, we got Mushroom Watchdogs. Lord. Why'd y'all put German Shepherds down like that for? Anyway, it's Mushroom Watchdogs, 1 generic, 1 green. It looks like 2 German Shepherds on this card. Creature, dog, it's a 2/2. Sacrifice a food, put a +1/+1 counter on Mushroom Watchdogs. It gains vigilance until end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery. So every time you get a food token, you can sack it, gain your life from the food token, and put a +1/+1 counter on this Mushroom Watchdogs. That's not bad, actually. It's a 2/2 for 2. So it's got a little booty on it. It'll have, and if you had a food token, you can turn this into a 3/3. Not bad. It won't have vigilance until your next turn, but you'll have to sacrifice another food token to give it a vigilance. And then it'll be a 4/4 also with vigilance. That ain't bad. Next up, we got Murdoch Brandy Buck. For 1 generic, 1 green. Legendary creature, Halfling Citizens. Whenever one or more Halflings you control attack a player, create a food token. They're pushing food tokens pretty hard in this set, it looks like. Then next up, that Murdoch Brandy Buck. It's a 2/2 for team. Next up, we have mini partings for 1 green mana. Sorcery. Search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Create a food token. Next up, we got us a Tree Folk for 6. It's a 5/7 for 6. 5 generic, 1 green. Creature Tree Folk with reach. When Garnos Ant enters the battlefield, create a food token. And it also has 4 cycling 1. It has reach. Generous Ant. Not bad. Next up, we got us an instant for 1 generic, 1 green. Bombali Song. Target creature you control gets +1/+1 and gains hexproof until end of turn. The ring tempts you. Not bad. It's pretty good, actually. Next up, for 4, we got Bag and Porter. Creature Dwarf. Whenever Bag and Porter attacks, it gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is a number of legendary creatures you control. It's cost 3 generic, 1 green. It's a 4/4. So it gets +X/+X for every legendary creature you control. So this is a green dwarf that belongs in a legendary deck. Next up, we got Godham Bow for 2 generic, 1 green equipment with flash. When this bow enters the battlefield, attach to target creature you control and untap that creature. Equipped creature gets +1/+2 and has reach. Equipped for 2. That's a good battle trick art equipment. Not bad. Next up, we got us black cards. Witch King Bringer of Ruin. 4 generic, 2 black. Wrath Noble. Legendary creature. With flying, it's a 5/3, and whenever it attacks, defending player sacrifices a creature with the least power among creatures they control. Oh my god. So they don't, if this doesn't get answered, it has a little booty on it. It's a 5/3. So every time it attacks, if it doesn't get taken care of, then your opponent has to sacrifice a creature every time it attacks. Nice. Next up, we got Snarling Warg. Creature Wolf. For 3 generic and a black with menace. And as long as you control a goblin or orc, Snarling Warg gets +1/+0. It costs 3 generic, 1 black. It's a 3/4. So if you control an orc or a goblin, it'd be a 4/4 because it's a 3/4. It gets that +1/+0. And not too bad. You gotta make sure you keep both cards on the battlefield. Next up, we got Shelob's Ambush. For one black mana, it's instant. Target creature gets +1/+2 and gains Death Touch until end of turn. Create a food token. That's pretty good, actually. Next up, after that, we got Mordor Treebox. For 2 generic, 1 black. Artifact creature Wall. The 1/4 Defender. Whenever you attack with 1 or more goblins and or orcs, create a 2/1 colorless construct artifact creature token with flying named Ballistic Boulder. That's tapped and attacking. Sacrifice that token at the end of combat. So if you have a goblin, all it takes is 1 goblin. If you have a goblin, and you attack with it, you'll get a 2/1 creature token with flying. It's a 2/1. That ain't bad. And this has a big booty on it. It's a 1/4 for 3. Yeah. I think that's a pretty good card, if you ask me. Hey, Johnny, going over some spoilers here. Next up, we have Arwen's Gift. 3 generic, 1 blue. Sorcery. This spell costs 1 less to cast if you control 2 or more legendary creatures. This belongs in it's kind of legendary deck. Scry 2, then draw 2 cards. That ain't bad. Get 2 bad cards off the top of your library, and then draw the next 2 cards, or the good cards you can draw them. Next up, we got Prince Emerald Affair. Legendary creature, human noble. Whenever you draw your second card, each turn create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. Soldiers! It's a human noble for a white and a blue. It's a 2/2. Not too bad. Next up, we have another human knight in white and red and 2 generic. Eluan Fearless Knight. Legendary creature, human knight with haste. The 3/4 with haste. When this knight enters the battlefield, exile target creature an opponent controls with greater power. Legendary creatures you control gain protection from each of that creature's colors until end of turn. I'd want to flicker this just for that ability. Hey, Masterpiece Trolling, what's going on? Okay. Next up, we have Rising of Day. Enchantment creatures you control have haste. Legendary creatures you control get +1/+0. Not too bad. And gives your creatures haste. Next up, we have, and that was for 2 in red. Next up, we have 2 and 2 reds. Legendary creature, a human knight with haste to 4/4. Whenever one or more other attacking legendary creatures you control die, untap all creatures you control. After this phase, there is an additional combat phase. This ability only triggers once each turn. So you'd want to let when your legendary creatures to die. It's okay. How's the mic sound now since I backed off of it a little bit? Next up, we have Shadow of the Enemy for 3 black, black, black. So for 6 sorcery, exile all creatures cards from target player's graveyard. You may cast spells from among those cards for as long as they remain exiled. And mana may of any type can be spent to cast them. That's a good card. That kind of reminds me of Breach, the multiverse. Next, we have us a legendary land. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 legendary lands. Midas Traneth, legendary land, white. When it enters the battlefield tapped unless you control a legendary creature. Tap it, add 1 white. Tap, pay 1 and a white. Tap it, draw a card. Activate only if you attacked with 2 or more creatures this turn. So you got 2 creatures on the battlefield. You attack, pay 1 and a white. Tap this, you get to draw a card. Not too bad. That's card draw, so that's good. Next up, Brad Door. Enters the battlefield tapped unless you control a legendary creature. So all these lands that I'm reading from are tapped. Come in tapped unless you control a legendary. And tap, add 1 black mana. Pay XX and black, tap it, and amass Orcs X. Activate only if a creature died this turn. So if you have a creature die, you can tap this, pay the XX, and you get to amass. Not bad. Next, we have Mines of Mora. Legendary land. Enters the battlefield tapped unless you control legendary, of course. Tap and add red. Pay 3 and a red. Tap, exile 3 cards from your graveyard. Create 2 treasure tokens. So you can turn 3 of your cards into 2 treasures. Yeah, not bad. Helps you around. Next up, we have the blue one called Rivendell. Legendary land enters the battlefield tapped unless you control a legendary creature. And tap it for a blue mana. Tap, pay 1 and a blue and tap it. Scry 2. Activate only if you control a legendary creature. So you control a legendary creature, you can pay 1 and a blue and tap it and to get to scry. Does this mic sound any better? Next up, we have Council's Deliberation for 1 and a blue. Instant. Draw a card. Whenever you scry, if you control an island, you may exile Council's Determination from your graveyard if you do draw a card. That's pretty good. So this goes into your graveyard, and then if you control an island, the next time you scry, if you control an island, you'll get to draw a card also, besides scrying. Next up, we got us a red elephant creature. It's a 6/4 for 6, 5 generic, 1 red. Autophant. It has trample, and when it attacks another target creature you control gets +2/+0 and gains trample until end of turn. also has mounted cycling for 1. Next up, we got Legolas, Master Archer for 1 and 2 green. Legendary creature, Elf Archer with reach. Whenever you cast a spell that targets Legolas, Master Archer, put a +1/+1 counter on Legolas, which is this card. Whenever you cast a spell that targets a creature you don't control, Legolas deals damage equal to its power to up to 1 target creature. Interesting. That's good creature removal. It's a 1/4 for 3. Yeah. Next, that's what these are, the Lord of the Ring cards. Next up, we got Green Dragon Inn. It's a land. Tap it for colorless. Does not enter the battlefield tapped. Each player gains control of all creatures they own. So, if your opponent takes your creatures, you have this on the battlefield. You can tap it. You gain control of your creature. I like that. Then Knights of Dual Amroth for 3 and a blue. Human Knights. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Knights of Dual Amroth. It costs 3 generic, 1 blue. It's a 3/3. Not bad. You got draw ability, it ain't bad at all. Next up, we got the Balrog Flame of Udund. For 3 generic, black and red, legendary creature, Avatar Demon. It's a 7/7. It costs 5, and it's a 7/7. It's looking good so far right there. What's the drawback? As trample, whenever a legendary creature an opponent controls dies, put Balrog Flame of Udund on the bottom of its owner's library. Oh, don't like that ability. Love the creature, don't like that ability. So if your opponent has a legendary, they can kill it. If they kill it, this card goes to the bottom of your library. Next up, we got Bilbo's Ring for 3 generic legendary artifact equipments. As long as it's your turn, equipped creature has hexproof and can't be blocked. Whenever equipped creature attacks alone, you draw a card and lose 1 life. Equip a halfling for 1. Equip anything else for 4. Interesting. Next up, we have us another saga, and it's called One Ring to Rule Them All for 4. 2 generic and 2 black. Chapter 1. The ring tempts you. Then each player mills cards equal to your ring's bearer's power. Chapter 2. Destroy all non-legendary creatures. Chapter 3. Each opponent loses 1 life for each creature card in that player's graveyard. So you don't lose a life, your opponent's dead. For every creature that's in their graveyard. Pretty good. That's a pretty good saga. Next up, we have a Nazgul for 2 generic and a white. 2 generic and a black. Wraith Knights with Death Touch. When Nazgul enters the battlefield, the ring tempts you. Whenever the ring tempts you, put a +1/+1 counter on each wraith you control. And a deck can have up to 9 cards named Nazgul in it. So you can have 9 of these in your deck. Not bad. Next up, we have Bill the Pony with 3 generic and a white. Legendary creature, horse. When Bill the Pony enters the battlefield, create 2 food tokens. Sacrifice food token until the end of turn. Target creature you control assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. And Bill the Pony is a 1/4. So you can sacrifice a food token and do 4 damage to a creature with Bill the Pony. Not bad. Okay. Well, you won't be able to do it till the next turn because it'll have summoning sickness. Next up, for 2 generic and a white, legendary creature, human soldier, we got Boromir, Warden of the Tower. And then it has a legendary creature, human soldier, with vigilance. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast it, counter that spell. Then you sacrifice this card. The creature you control gain indestructible until end of turn. The ring tempts you. This is a 3/3 for 3. Not too bad stats for the cost. Next up, we have a sorcery for 3 generic and 2 reds. It's Hugh the Antwood. Sacrifice any number of lands. Reveal the top X cards from your library, where X is the number of lands sacrificed this way. Choose any number of artifact and or land cards revealed this way. Then put all non-land cards chosen this way onto the battlefield. Then put all land cards chosen this way onto the battlefield tapped. Then put the rest of the bottom of your library in random order. That's a lot of reading on that card. Dag blaggit. Alrighty. Let's see. Alright. See, maybe that changed it. Changed it a little bit. Alright. Next up, we have Orish Bowmasters. 1 generic, 1 black. Orc Archer with Flash. When Orish Bowmaster enters the battlefield, and whenever an opponent draws a card except the first one they draw in each of their draw steps, Orish Bowmaster deals 1 damage to any target. Then a math works 1. Does my voice sound better now since I turned the mic up a little bit? Turn the gain up. That might have been the problem right there. Next up, for 6 and 2 green, sorcery. The spell cannot be countered. Draw cards equal to the greatest toughness among creatures you control. Then put any number of creatures cards from your hand onto the battlefield. Not bad. Whoa, look at this dang gone saga. Ooh, we got a lot of chapters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chapters on this saga. Long list of ints for 1 green. And Chapter 1, note a creature type that has been noted for long list of the ants. When you cast your next creature spell of that type this turn, that creature enters the battlefield with the additional +1/+1 counter on it. And the saga lasts for, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 turns. That's a lot of turns. Alrighty, appreciate that, Johnny. Next up, we have Storm of Sargon. For 4 generic and 2 blue enchantment with Ward 3. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, copy it, except the copy isn't legendary. You may choose 2 targets for the copy. Nice. That's good, and it's a Storm of Sargon for 4 and 2 blue enchantment. Not bad. Next up, we have a green card. 3 generic and 2 green. Elf Noble. Legendary creature. Gandril Gift Giver. When Gandril Gift Giver enters the battlefield or attacks, choose 1. Does 1, 2, 3 things. First thing, you put a +1/+1 counter on another target creature. Or you create a food token. Or a treasure token. Not bad. It's got ramp, life gain, and +1 counters. I like it. Next up, we have this black card. The Drake Beast. Barosis Fail Beast. 4 generic, 2 black. 4/4. Ooh, that's high. 4/4 for 6. Anyway, has flying. When it enters the battlefield, each opponent sacrifices a creature. Create a food token. This is a good card to blink because it's enter the battlefield ability. The ETB. Like being an ETB, if you could blink this card in and out of the battlefield, then each time it enters the battlefield, your opponent's sacrificing a creature and you're getting a food token. That's not bad. But you gotta pay 6 to get it on the battlefield. Next up, we got Foray of Orcs. 3 generic and a red sorcery. Amass Orcs 2. When you do, Foray of Orcs deals X damage to target creature opponent controls, for X is the amassed army's power. So if you already got some amassed token on the battlefield, you pay this, you're putting 2 more +1/+1 counters on it. Then you're doing damage to how much that power that token has to any target. No, target creature. So you can only do it to a creature. But still, that's pretty good. But pretty good sorcery. Next up, we got Mirkwood Bats. 3 and a black. Creature bats. Flying. Whenever you create or sacrifice a token, each opponent loses 1 life. That's pretty good. Next, we got Treason of Ingard. For 2 generic and a blue sorcery. Put up to 1 target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard on top of your library. Amass Orcs 2. Not bad. Next up, we got Saruman of Many Colors. For 3 generic, white, blue, and black. So for a total of 6, it's a 5/4 with Ward. Discard an enchantment, instant, or sorcery card. So in order for your opponent to get rid of this, they have to discard an enchantment, an instant, or a sorcery. So it has basically kind of like a Ward 1, but they had to, but the only thing they can used to get rid of it as a enchantment, instant, or sorcery. Hmm. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, each opponent mills 2 cards. When one or more cards are milled this way, exile target enchantment, instant, or sorcery with equal to or lesser mana value than that spells from the opponent's graveyard. Copy the exile card. You may cast it without paying its mana cost. Huh. Interesting. It's a pretty good card. Whoa, here's one with a big old booty. Next up, we had a Fangorn Tree Shepherd. For 4 green. So that's for 7. It's a 4/10 for 7. That's a big old, that 10 is a big old booty. It's a legendary creature, Tree Folk. Fangorn Tree Shepherd. It's a legendary creature, Tree Folk. Tree Folk you control have vigilance. Whenever one or more tree folk you control attack, add twice that much green mana. You don't lose unspent green mana as steps and phases end. Ooh, that's a good card there. Yeah, that's a real good card there. Next up, we still got. We ain't got too much more to go. Still quite a bit. Next, we got Gothmal. I'm going to go over it on the stream. I already am. Because we're doing this. Gothmoth, Morgul Lieutenants. For 3 and a black. When Gothmoth, Morgul Lieutenant enters the battlefield, amass Orcs 1. Creature tokens you control have Death Touch. Not bad. I'd like that just in a token deck. Next up, we got Pippin's Bravery for 1 green instant. You may sacrifice a food. If you do, target creature gets +4/+4 till end of turn. Otherwise, that creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Interesting. Next up, we got a Quick Beam Upstart Ants for 4/5/6 for 6/2 for generic 2 greens 5/6 Tree Folk. When Quick Beam Upstart Ant enters the battlefield, or another Tree Folk enters the battlefield under your control, up to 2 target creatures each get +2/+2 and gain trample until end of turn. And this is a 5/6 for 4/5/6 for 6. 5/6 for 6. Not bad. Then we got us a Flying Bird Horror. Dunland Cribbane for 2 generic 1 black. Flying when it enters the battlefield. Amass Orcs 2. That's a 1/1 flyer. Next we got Nasty's End for 1 generic 1 black instant. As additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature, draw 2 cards. If that sacrificed creature was legendary, draw 3 cards instead. Not bad. I agree, Johnny. Next, we got Witch King of Angmar. 3 generic and 2 black. Legendary creature, Wraith Noble. With flying, whenever one or more creature deals combat damage to you, each opponent sacrifices a creature that dealt combat damage to you. This turn, the ring tempts you. Discard a card. Witch King of Angmar gains indestructible until end of turn. Tap it. Not bad at all. Next, we have another card with a big booty for 3, a blue, black, and red. It's a 7/6. Legend. It's a Sauron, the Dark Lord. Legendary creature. Avatar horror. With ward. Sacrifice a legendary artifact or legendary creature. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, amass orcs 1. Whenever an army you control deals combat damage to a player, the ring tempts you. Whenever the ring tempts you, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw 4 cards. So if you ain't got no cards in your hand, and the ring tempts you, you get 4 cards. Nice. Next off, we got Grandolph the Whites. For 3 generic and 2 whites, 4/5. Pretty good booty. Has flash. You may cast legendary spells and artifact spells as though they had flash. For legendary permanent or artifact, entering or leaving the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger. This ability triggers at an additional time. Not bad. Next, we got Gaming. Morphor Avenger. Avengers Assemble. For 1 generic, a black and a green. The 3/2. Legendary creature, Dwarf Warrior. It has Gimme Morphor Avenger has indestructible. As long as 2 or more creatures died under your control this turn. Whenever another creature you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Gimme. When this ability resolves for the 3rd time this turn, Gimme fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. So it grows, and it can get indestructible. Not bad. Next we got Angar the Antifier for Uber. For 1 red, 1 green, 1 white, and 1 blue. No, it don't have Uber. It don't have black in it. But anyway, it's a red, green, white, and blue. It's a 5/5. For 4. Legendary creature, Human Noble. Whenever you cast a white spell, create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. Whenever you cast a blue spell, scry 2. Whenever you cast a red spell, Asgore the Uniter deals 3 damage to target opponent. Whenever you cast a green spell, target creature gets +4/+4 until end of turn. Not bad. But that was Igorn the Uniter. Next up, we have Samwise Gamgee. For a green and a white, legendary creature, Halfling Pheasants. It's a 2/2. Whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, create a food token. Sacrifice 3 foods, return target historic card from your graveyard to your hand, which is artifacts, legendaries, and sagas. Next up, we got a hasty creature. It's a 2/2. Red and white. Marry Esquire to Rona. Legendary creature, Halfling Knight. With haste, Marry Esquire Rona has first strike as long as it is equipped. Whenever you attack with Mary and another legendary creature, draw a card. Not too bad. Next, we got Pippin, Guard of the Citadel. For a white and a blue. Legendary creature, Halfling Soldier. It's a 2/2 with Vigilance and Ward 1. And also has the ability, tap it, another target creature you control gains protection from the card type of your choice until end of turn. Not bad. Not bad at all. I like that ability. And that is it. We got some spoiled on May 6th. Here's the ring and tells you what it does. We got call the ring for 2, 1 in a black. At the beginning of your upkeep, the ring tempts you whenever you choose a creature as your ring bearer. You may pay 2 life if you do draw a card. The ring of the ring. The ring of the ring. Then here's the ring. This card tells you exactly what the ring does to you. We've got Zarn, the Necromancer, for 3 and 2 black. It has Menace. It's a 4/4. And when it attacks, exile target creature card from your graveyard, created tapped and attacking token. It's a copy of that card, except it's a 3/3 black Wraith with Menace. And at the beginning of your next end step, exile that token unless Zarn is your ring bearer. So this is your ring bearer. You get to keep that token instead of exiling it, which is pretty nice. Now, according to Arena, from what I've seen on Arena, let's go back to Arena. Let's pull the Arena back up. Just give it a few minutes. Alright, according to the Arena, it's coming to the Arena. But it may be might be standard, and it might not. I'm thinking that it might be standard because of this right here. This is the Mastery Pass. It's a new Mastery Pass, and usually Mastery Passes are in the standard. Now, if it's not, that's gonna make people not want to play. I mean, come on, Watson. You gotta, you want standard to get better, so you gotta tailor to standard. And if this ain't standard, then you might as well, give up on trying to make standard any good. If I don't get these cards, I'm not gonna have. It's not gonna give me the content that I want to provide for y'all. Well, I'm gonna get on off here, and I shall be back again tomorrow. And I hope everybody has you a good night. I shall see you tomorrow in the morning at 9 o'clock. Later, everybody. See ya. Y'all have a good